Germany 5, Scotland 1 on the opening night in Munich. For the Scots, the following has been brilliant tonight. They're all the fans, but a hugely disappointing result and equally worrying poor display. We must emphasise it does not mean that Scotland are out. Of course it doesn't. 4 teams who come third can qualify, but they're going to have to do an awful lot better and play an awful lot better against Switzerland this week on Wednesday in Cologne. This for Germany, 2 the subs scored in the second half as well. Let's have a look at the first 2 goals. As Roy said, they were 2 down after 20 minutes. We talked before the game about the 2 21-year-olds in those sort of inside forward positions behind Havertz, and they both showed us, all right, they weren't put under too much pressure, but they took their goals well, the pair of them.
You could see it, you know, the way he came in there. Go on, Graham.
Goalie gets a full hand on it. You know, it was a weak wrist attempt. He gets a full hand on this, and he's got to do better.
But they've got the bodies back, but a lot of teams have bodies back, but they end up then not doing their particular jobs because they think we've got enough bodies back here instead of somebody actually getting out of the ball. And the goalkeeper, who's lacked international experience, and he was found out tonight with the pace of the shots and just not good enough.
And then the second goal again,
this is
error after error.
All about Gundogan. Great turn, slips Havertz, then he pulls it back. Musiala, wrong foots. Celtic captain yet again. That was 2 in the same move. He gets wrong-footed. He's trying to nick it here, Callum McGregor, and then he gets back in. When the ball goes back out to Havertz, comes back into Musiala, he tries to nick it again. Watch, he's trying to get in front of it again. Just stay goal side and stop the effort on your goal.
Brilliant finish.
Yeah, it was a super finish.
Power in that shot. And when they were getting into them pockets and they were getting space, they had runners.
Yes.
They had runners. They couldn't deal with that either.
Let's hear from the Scottish camp then. Here's the skipper, Andy Robertson, with Connie McLaughlin. They go again on Wednesday in Cologne against Switzerland. We were talking about Jamal Musiala, who scored the second goal, was involved in the third as well. I mean, as Graham says, it's hard to know just how good he was tonight, given the fact that he wasn't put under any real pressure. But you could see his ability.
Yeah, you can, and that's what we, you know, he was brilliant with the moments he had, because that's what he is. He's a top quality player. In the end, you know, that's a terrible challenge. Every time you see it, I'm surprised he stayed on. But it was brilliant play from him, and it's what we was expecting from him. And like Andy Robertson rightly said there, they had some players, and the players turned up in this game, and Scotland unfortunately didn't.
See that instant, I think that tells you everything you need to know about that game of football tonight. You got Porteous, a Watford centre half, committing a terrible foul on Gundogan, who plays for Barcelona. You know, you look at the 2 teams before the game, you see what clubs they all play for. That tells its own story.
They could afford to have 2 changes, and actually, I think if you're Nailsman, you're thinking, well, I've got Havertz, who's my first choice number 9, who's had a great second half of the season, Arsenal scoring, and then Fuellkrug comes on, who's a bit of a throwback, let's be honest. And I don't mean that disparagingly, but we can see what he is, an old-fashioned centre forward.
You see him again for Borussia Dortmund this season, and this is the kind of finishes he's got in him. Obviously very good in the air, but that is brilliantly taken. It's a beautiful touch.
What about that pass?
That touch there, but like it's the way when you look at this when he's hit it.
Here's the angle, isn't it?
Yeah, because the ball doesn't move.
It sits up for him nicely, doesn't it?
It's hit so cleanly, the ball's not even spinning. He's hit it clean.
Goalkeeper?
It was beautiful.
No.
Nothing.
Goalkeeper's got to save it.
No, that was
Brilliant
as good
strike.
as it gets. That's as good as it gets.
And Emre Can came into the squad last night. Pavlich has got tonsillitis. He just played for Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League final. Obviously,
listen, I think
takes a tiny little nick of it.
It's a nice. He's started it outside, but I think again the goalkeeper's got more than enough to push that round. He's got to be looking to push that round, I think.
It's great for the squad when the lads come off the bench and get a couple of goals here. Just kind of lifts everyone's spirit.
Now got 16, 17 players who are thrilled, aren't you? If you're Germany, because they've come on, they've played, they've contributed.
I don't know what the boys think. I can't tell you how good Germany are, because we were so poor tonight. Is that a very good German team or a good German team?
I thought that what we saw
find out further in the competition.
No, but I thought with what we saw in the moments, they showed real quality and punished them.
They can only beat what's in front of them.
Yeah, they'll probably get better, and that will give them even more confidence.
I'll tell you what it will do here, won't it?
Yes.
We're going to go back to 2006. Massive belief, big bounce.
Yes.
You know, the Nationalmannschaft on the move again.
I like your German.
Yeah. Let's go to a break. Plenty more to come on the first night of Euro 2024. Chastening night for the Scots, despite their fantastic following. They'll have to go again against Switzerland. As for the Germans, Hungary up next for them. Austin McPhee, the set-piece coach, and Steve Clarke. Only a couple of disagreements tonight in Munich.